Hi everyone, welcome to Gricklish Outdoors. Today we're looking at Kendal mint cake. Is it still relevant today? Is it a good survival snack? What's the history behind it? We're going to be talking about all that today, so stick around. Now, Kendal mint cake is the original energy bar. It's made from sugar, glucose, peppermint oil and water, and it is boiled up in a copper pan. It was first made by a man called Joseph Wiper in 1869. He was supposedly making glacier mints, but he left the mixture overnight and it went that lovely cloudy colour that we now associate with Kendal mint cake. Joseph Wiper moved to Canada in 1912 and set up a series of English sweet shops, which were very popular during wartime. His great-nephew, Robert Wiper, then took over the family business in England. In fact, it was Joseph Wiper's Kendal mint cake that was taken by Ernest Shackleton's trans-Antarctic expedition. Of course, Kendal mint cake gets its name from the place it was originally made, in Kendal, in the Lake District, in the north of England. Today there are only 3 surviving Kendal mint cake manufacturers. The first is Quiggins. They started producing Kendal mint cake in 1880. In fact, Chris Bonington took this Kendal mint cake on his 1975 expedition to Everest. The second manufacturer, and probably in my eyes the most famous, is Romney's. Romney's started making Kendal mint cake in 1918 and actually bought Wiper's original company in 1987. And it was their Kendal mint cake, taken by Sir Edmund Hillary and his team on the first ever successful attempt to the summit of Everest. A member of the expedition stated, "It was easily the most popular item in our high altitude ration. Our only criticism was that we did not have enough of it." The third remaining manufacturer of Kendal mint cake is Wilson's. They started making the Kendal mint cake in 1913. It was thought to have closed down, but in 2016 it did actually change ownership. And although the website does remain, I struggled to purchase any Kendal mint cake from it. In fact, when you click on any of the links on the website, it takes you to Quiggins. Today, various different types of Kendal mint cake are made, from the original mint versions to the brown sugar versions, and also versions covered in chocolate. Although it does state there are 3 manufacturers of Kendal mint cake, in my eyes, these are the 2 major brands, and today we're going to be trying a little bit of each one. First up, we're going to try the original white Kendal mint cake. And that is what Kendal mint looks like. That nice cloudy colour is what we're looking for. Very, very similar looking. Let's give these each a taste. First the Quiggins, bursting with peppermint flavour. It's almost powdery the way it crumbles in your mouth. Very, very sweet, obviously strong, almost like an extra strong mint taste, and it just dissolves in your mouth. Let's try now a bit of the Romney's, just to see if there's any difference. Very, very similar taste. Of course, you would expect that. Romney's is slightly stickier in your mouth. A slight difference in texture with the Romney's one, and a very, very minor difference in taste too. Next up, we're going to look at the brown Kendal mint cakes. This time we're going to open up the Romney's first. Definitely see the difference. That nice brown colour. Let's check the Quiggins one. Doesn't seem to have fared as well in transport, the Quiggins. But there it is compared to the Romney's. Not much really in the colour of them. Right, let's try the Romney's one first. It's chewier than the white Kendal mint cake. It sticks together better. Not as brittle and doesn't dissolve as well. It sticks to your teeth a little bit more, but still that lovely peppermint taste. Let's try the Quiggins one. Now again, the Quiggins one dissolves and is a much more crystalline in texture. It breaks up into small crystals in your mouth. The Romney's definitely is more sticky. As far as taste goes, there's not much in it. Maybe because it's crystallized, you get a little bit more of a peppermint kick, but there's not really much in it. Let's try the chocolate variants now. Start out with the Quiggins this time. You see it's broken up, but there, that chocolate on the outside of Kendal mint cake. I like the fact that the Romneys comes in a presentation tin. It's very, very nice. Yeah, slightly thinner. You get 2 bars. Let's break one of these open. You can see the chocolate to Kendal mint cake ratio is higher in the Romneys than in the Quiggins. Let's give them a taste. First, the Romneys version. Nice hit of dark chocolate. It almost tempers the strong peppermint taste. You can still taste the peppermint, but that creamy dark chocolate really makes it go down much easier, I think. Let's try the Quiggins version. Again, the Quiggins is much more crunchy than the Romneys. This is much more crystalline. Romneys is much chewier. So obviously there is a difference in the manufacturing process of these two companies. Strangely enough, it almost feels like there's more chocolate on the Quiggins than on the Romneys one. You can really taste this nice dark chocolate on there. But I have to say, both of them are very good. Finally, let's look at these. These are, I think, designed at the sports market. So it looks like the standard Kendal mint cake. You can see on one side how it's a little bit more crystalline than the other. It has got a different taste. To be honest, this one does not taste as natural. It's got a little bit of a chemical taste to it. It must be the electrolytes and B vitamins they put in. Very crumbly like the Quiggins brand is. But yeah, I know it's got B vitamins in and it's got some electrolytes, but this is my least favourite of all the ones we've tried today. Right, so there you saw the different Kendal mint cakes available. If I had to go for my favourite, I think it would be the Romneys chocolate Kendal mint cake. I like the fact that it comes in 2 thin bars. It's got a nice amount of chocolate to Kendal mint cake ratio on there. And overall, I prefer the slightly chewier texture of the Romneys to the Quiggins brand. But is Kendal mint cake still relevant today? The news is always telling you to reduce your sugar and carbohydrates all the time, risk of diabetes and such. But as a needed energy boost when you're up a mountain or potentially in a survival situation, then yeah, I think it still has its place today. As you've seen, they're trying to make what seem to be healthier versions when they've added B vitamins and electrolytes in. This might be to try and tempt people to use it as their pre or post workout snacks. For me, if I was going mountaineering or hiking, then I would like a pack of this in my bag. Even if it's just for a little energy boost halfway through my hiking trip or mountaineering trip, or even for a snack in an emergency. It's definitely something that would give me a morale boost and also a little energy boost too. Kendal mint cake also makes me think of a time gone by. I think of Shackleton and Hillary, both in extreme environments, under intense pressure, under intense cold, with limited supplies, and this little tin of Kendal mint cake giving them that little morale boost, giving them that feeling that they might carry on a little bit further. That's the sort of thing I think of when I see the tin of Kendal mint cake. Anyway, that was Kendal mint cake, a little overview of what the history was and what it is today. Do let me know what you think in the comment section below. Is Kendal mint cake in your backpack when you go hiking or mountaineering? Do let me know. But for now, thanks for watching, take care, much love, see you next time.